Right. Okay, right. Yes, we are live now. And hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? Hope all is well and stay safe during this season. We will start this session with our guest in a few minutes' time. If you just join us, do like, tag, and share our live with all your friends out there so that many will come and enjoy this sharing session. We are now into the third week of February 2021, and happy Chinese New Year. For those who are celebrating, we are still celebrating Chinese New Year. Welcome to the 11th edition of my live session, and my name is Quinn, and I'll be your host for today. Before I begin, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you who are watching this right now, and also for those who will be watching the video replay later on. For those who are watching for the first time, this live is all about us, our stories. Everyone has a unique story to tell. We may not realize it, but our story may inspire someone out there, especially in these extraordinary times. We hope that with this sharing session, everyone will be able to connect better, share, and learn from each other's experiences. So, do you have one? What is your story? We'd like to hear from you. So, do connect and reach out to me on my Facebook account if you would like to share your experiences. Today's session is the continuation of my interview with this extraordinary restaurateur from Melbourne, Australia, who has been the face of the business for many years, where her vision is not just a restaurant, but she sees it as a community-conscious cultural hub, a place where people can come together to connect, create, and celebrate. Apart from her business, she is also actively involved in social work as part of her giving back to the community. In part one of my interview with her last week, she shares about her journey and her story on how it all started. Despite being over 17 years in the business now, why is she still so passionate about the business? Where she can get her daily inspiration from, and how she gets herself motivated. If you have missed out on the interview last week, catch the replay now on my Facebook page. Today will be my second part of my interview with her. She will share how she managed to pivot the business during one of the most extraordinary years ever since last year, and what other lessons learned, the future of the business, and many other more. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together to welcome Miss Amy Tu.
Hello.
Hi, Amy.
Good morning, Shane. How are you?
Yes, fine. Thank you so much. I would like to thank you for joining us today for this second part of this interview. I'm very excited to have you here today to share your inspiring story with all of us. So,
thank you, Shane, for having me back again. Certainly looking forward to another, deep and hopefully heart-inspired conversation with you and the community and your audience.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming back. The year 2020 went down as one of the most extraordinary years. It has changed the way we do things in what we now call the new normal. Can you share with us your experiences in running your restaurant business during the lockdown last week?
Absolutely. Certainly 2020 is a very special year for me and for so many people. We all experience it. And if I were to relate to Amor Mexico, even prior to 2020, 2019 was an interesting year to set me up for 2020. And the reason I say that is in 2019, in September the 30th, we actually closed in our premise in Forest Hill. to move to a new location without even knowing where we're going. Now, many people would ask, Amy, you've been in Forest Hill for 16 years, you've got a community, you've got a customer base, you're pretty much set, right? The system's there. Why take the risk? Why take the risk to relocate yourself, right? And for me, business is not just about being comfortable. I think being comfortable is a very dangerous word. That's when I know I stop growing. And I'm at a stage in my business that I've outgrown the premise. I've literally outgrown the premise. And it's very interesting, that time, we decided to relocate in July. And we had 2 months left of the lease. And without even knowing where we're going, hoping that we'll find a premise. So what do you do? What do you do? How do you take, as a responsible business owner, for the community, to let them know what's happening? So I did something quite unusual, a bit out of the box, and to incorporate technology. And one of my core values of Amor Mexico is engagement. So I told my customers, every week when I finished the lease, I said, every Monday, 7 p.m, I will hop online on Facebook. And whatever I know, you guys will know. I involve the community. And as I said, Amor Mexico belongs to the community. And we keep on going, every week my husband and I were looking at premise. I film live. I just film live and to let them know what's happening. So Sheng, you may wonder, when you've physically closed and you don't have a premise as a restaurant, what most people will see, what's the definition of a restaurant? You must have a premise, you must serve food. 2 basic things. I didn't even have that. And that went on for 4 months. I didn't move until Blackburn in January. So for the 4 months, every Monday, I just hopped on and let everyone know what was going on. And it was quite an enjoyable time, I must say. The reason was I got the community involved to choose the location. So the fact that the home was chosen by the community. And I must say, I have to thank the local newspaper. We were featured in the local newspaper and to got the community involved as well. So, oh my goodness, so I think it became a City of White Horse event, really. So take forward. So we moved on the 7th of January, moving in, new premise. COVID hit in March and no one knew what was going on. It was double the size of the premise. And obviously there was a lot of uncertainty. There were times where you had to close, where you had to open, close, open, close. Now, it is probably understandable and acceptable. Some business may not see the worthwhile to open its operation, right? You just say, let's just close it and see what happens. But I didn't. We stayed open every single day. Why? Because I really want to let the community know that our doors are open regardless. And I'm very blessed, during that time I was able to really build up close relationship within Blackburn, but also I want to send a big thank you to my loyal customers who were able to support me from day one, and they carried me through. And honestly, there were days where I thought, oh, it's winter, no one's here. When the phone rings, just that little spark of hope. An email, that, it's those words. At the end of the day, it is the human connection that will inspire us to keep going. Yeah. And I'm still here, right? And we're all here, which is wonderful. Yes.
Wow. Amazing. So you didn't even close a single day since
No, not
last
day. We stayed open.
Wow, that's amazing.
We had a lot of fun. We certainly had a lot of fun. It gave me an opportunity to explore other creative ideas. If you have the time, please allow me to. Gee, what did we do? Gosh, I did an online exercise with the community. We did a burpee challenge, So we got the whole community involved, so that was fun. And then we did, and because, there was one time we weren't able to travel within 5 kilometers. I can't remember what it was. And I specifically remember one time there was this couple. They were living apart more than the 5Ks or 20Ks. And we got very creative because when the customer called, she said, I need to meet my partner. And we end up doing a treasure hunt. She did a treasure hunt, and Amor, Mexico was the last destination. And she ordered his favourite food to pick it up there. And what we did, we surprised him by going live on Facebook. And we had people singing happy birthday to him. So that was fun. And then we also, during the COVID, we did a community mural together. It was a 10 by 2 meters long. It was meant to be for Harmony Day in March. Because of COVID, I couldn't get the community in. But I left the paint out. And whoever would pass, just add in their colours. So it's very special wall because that was created in a very interesting time. And we had so many great stories, and that warms my heart when it's happening.
Wow, amazing, right? So really impressed with how you actually make use of lockdown last year. Actually, have the creativity to do things that you have never done before. What are the lessons that you learned last year?
Many lessons. On a personal level, I really discovered the strength that I have, personal strength. But I also learned to take a step back to look after myself. If I could share a story, I'm very close with my dad. And he said to me, on this trip, we had a father and son talk, father and daughter talk, apology. And he always says, Amy, look after yourself. When you can look after yourself, you can look after your family. When you can look after your family, you can look after the community. So it all starts with ourselves. The word leadership, for me, it actually breaks down to lead your ship. We are the captain. We are the soul of our ship, and it all begins with us. And what else have I learned? I learned, I am so grateful that I have a very supportive husband, business partner. I think that's really strengthened us as a couple. And also it reaffirms that the power of community, the power of people can overcome any challenges. And don't ever let any circumstance, don't let anyone can tell you what you can do and what you can't do. And most importantly, if you ever need help, reach out. Surround yourself with beautiful friends, beautiful people. And the universe has always had our back. That's what I learned. And keep going. Definitely keep going. It's worth it. It may not be easy, but it's worth it.
Wow. I understand that you were supposed to celebrate your 17th birthday at your restaurant this week with lots of activity lined up, bookings, and also the Valentine's Day last week, all fully sold out. But in an unexpected event, the 5-day lockdown was actually imposed in Victoria last Saturday. And we really learned that we are actually living in an unprecedented world, in an unprecedented time. We used to be able to schedule our appointment events, of course, function ahead of time, right? Plan weeks, months, and also sometimes maybe even a year. But were you prepared for that? What was the announcement, and how do you cope with the unexpected?
You
The
know,
announcement.
it's funny, isn't it? You know, I think it almost feel like deja vu. It feels like deja vu what we're going through. You know, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, we're going to lockdown number 3, right? And Amor Mexico, you know, we're supposed to have a whole week of celebration. And the reason I do a whole week of celebration is because of the COVID restriction that I can't have all the whole community into my restaurant in one night. It just, I won't fit them. So what I did, I came up with this crazy idea to celebrate over 7 days, and each night was meant to have different themes. So it's meant to start from the 10th to the 17th of February, right? Everything was planned, everything, and thank you for the community again. The events were sold out. 3 days in, last Friday, we had the lockdown. Just like that. Just like that. And especially just before Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is one of our most, you know, busiest day, and for many couples and for many people, for many restaurants. So to my fellow restaurant owners, I feel you, I hear you, but we're here. All right. And today's a brand new day. So what did I do? You know what I did? Because most of the events were pre-purchased. So customers has already paid. What did I do I didn't wear my business hat. I wore my hat as a human to human. So I got through all the phone numbers, 3 nights, so 3 times 45 customers. How many is that? I don't know, 150. I can't remember, right? It was a lot. I went through each customer, rang them up to let them know, of course, you know, but when that day everything was announced, you know, everyone knew. But as a professional business, I called each customer, I told them the situation, I was happy to refund their money. That's how I deal with business. If I take your money, it's my responsibility to deliver. If I can't deliver, I'm happy to refund the money. And gosh, and this is something, it was so unexpected, and please forgive me, I get choked up. My customer said, don't worry, keep it as a credit voucher, we will be back. That touched me, Ching.
Yeah.
You got the tears in my eyes. So the 3 events that missed out, that I was unable to run, what I will plan to do is to run it separately over the next few weeks, so my customers won't miss out. Unfortunately, I can't repeat Valentine's Day, but the other events, the vegetarian vegan night, which is something we've continued as our tradition back in Forest Hill once a month. Alan creates vegetarian vegan dish that is off the menu, and just for that, and you know, it has been very successful, and even people who are not vegetarian, they can still come and enjoy. So that's something. Yeah. So that's what I said, Shane. You know, it's the people, and that's what keeps me going. And when you speak from the heart, people will respond from the heart.
Wow. I really love the way how you actually manage the situation very well, very well. In your own opinion, looking at how things, of course, today we are back again, you know,
Yes.
and of course, looking at things right now, when we spoke last week, I think when I first interviewed last week, things were under the new normal, right? We didn't expect that to happen. Just the next after the interview, 1 or 2 days after that, and now we are back again, right? After 5 days, and just imagine how things have actually changed so fast. So we never know, what will happen, right? Nobody knows what will happen in the next 2 days or weeks after this. So looking at the things right now, this year will be much more better than last year. Well, running a restaurant in the new normal will be different from previously. In your own opinion, what do you think?
Good question, and I have been thinking about, you know, how can I serve? How can I serve the community with the level of uncertainty, right? And things could happen in many ways. And I've come to the conclusion on several points. First of all, I will continue to use Amor as a creative platform to serve. And what I mean by that is, as I always say, Amor Mexico is a cultural hub. It is more than a restaurant. It's beyond a restaurant. And hence, I will continue to listen to my customers, right, in terms of what they need, and then I'll respond and develop programs that will deliver that. And if you don't mind me, just sharing a new project I have, one thing that really inspired me from what happened last week, unfortunately, some customers' friend who are in hospitality have lost their business, and some has actually committed suicide. So this really pulled my heartstring. So I thought, what can I do? How can I serve in what I know? And I took the courage, and this is such a big step for me, and I'd love to share it with your audience, if that is okay, Xing. I've actually, this is, so if you can see, okay, I've actually written a book called Sorry We're Fully Booked, the ultimate guide to attracting customers rushing to your restaurant. This book, I'm hoping, is for couples. It's for couples who's been in hospitality, who've just started, and it's all new. And I've actually broken up into very simple steps and sharing my stories, how hopefully could create a path to make it sustainable. So that is what one new project I'm working on. In terms of, the second part of the question, how do I foresee the direction of restaurant? I think technology is something we can use. It's not something to be afraid of. It's just a platform. It's a way to connect online. And it's a beautiful partnership of how we can connect with people in person when we're able to, because in restaurant you have a premise. But use technology as a platform to engage, to reach out. Because if anything happens, we're unable to shut down, close down, whatever, you can still stay connected with your community. And also, there is, I feel, and has been one of my principles of Amor Mexico, and I've been doing for, 17 years, is if now more than ever, we need each other. It's a community. We need each other as a community. So collaborate. Competition is no longer a viable concept. We cannot work alone. Connect with each other. I'm in the process of working with a few organizations in other industries, in other sectors. How can we collaborate? But also with fellow restaurants, because where I'm located in Blackburn, we have a multinational, multicultural restaurant. We've got Indian, Greek, Italian, Thai. And I said, look, instead of, trying to survive on our own, why don't we collaborate and use our resources? In business, it's not about being it's not about how many resources you have. It's about being resourceful. So that's how I see the direction of not just hospitality, but to move forward and to help each other, collaboration. Choose collaboration over competition. And there is enough abundance for everyone. So I speak passionately about this. Yeah.
Wow. I love your words. Collaboration, collaboration, resourceful. Yeah. Wow, amazing. What do you think would be your business game plan for this year, 2021, in the new normal? We know that you have been. What do you think should be your business game plan for this year 2021? in the new normal. We know that you have been in this restaurant business for more than 17 years now. So instead of remaining in your comfort zone, you decide to summon your courage and creativity to reinvent your business. You have mentioned before that we want something new, we have to do something different from the past. So what should be what's your game plan for this year?
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for 2021. 2021 is a year for creativity for me, really creativity. And what my wish and my plan for 2021 in the new premise in Blackburn is to turn it into an art precinct. So to create a space for art for the community to use. Many people know in Melbourne, there is obviously the government that's pushing a lot of outdoor dining. And we're very blessed, I'm very blessed. And it gave me a lot of time last year, how I've got this laneway, right? And I'm turning it into a community lane. Well, it's actually named by the council community lane now. So I've managed to get that support. And there's an outdoor picnic area, that lane. And I'm hoping to use other section as well to create a community space for live musicians, because I know the arts and the music industry has really suffered a lot, and I hope I can do my best to create a space where they can come in, and to allow musicians to express their art, because I know there's always a space for performing arts. So that's one area. And the other project that I'm working on is education. In terms of women's health, there will be a lot of push for, well, not a push per se, my interest is in women's health and also in young people's education. Because as you can see, with the COVID, and I can speak for myself because I have two teenagers, mental health issues is important for everyone, but especially for young people in the times of uncertainty where things have been disrupted. So look out, everyone. There will be a lot of workshops. There will be a lot of art, and there will be a lot of colours from me to you at New Mexico. So I'm super excited. Yeah.
Wow, definitely waiting for that. What do you think is your restaurant competitive advantage over others?
You have to ask my customer that while they keep coming back. I hope first of all is the food. It is a restaurant at the end. Well, it is. I must say, hand in my heart, bless Alan. He is a creative chef. It is the fusion of Mexican food, the traditional cooking with the most creative presentation. That's why my customers still coming, and they've been referral. That is from Alan's side. That is his skill, his strength. I bring in the community side. So when you combine food, community, entertainment, and art, we are a multidisciplinary business. And that's why you should come to New Mexico.
Wow. Please tell me more about your goal of creating a whole new online and offline experience for the community. Can you share with us more about it?
What is my goal? I've been doing it for so long. I reckon I've been very quite active for the past 5 years, using online. I think first and foremost is, well, two front. My website has, and I'm putting on some online store where people can buy gift vouchers. How can I make my customers' experience as organic as possible, right? And how can I make it as easy for them as possible? So I'm working on the takeaway front. I think that's also being adaptable too, because if anything, there's a lockdown, we can still do takeaways. So that's from the website. But from the other side, which is our passionate side, is use social media to connect and also to highlight social issues. Social issues. Right now, my passion is to turn Amor Mexico as an art precinct. And for those who can follow me on the Instagram, just amor.mexico, and my Facebook, Amor Mexico 88, you will see there's a community mural. And I'm very grateful. Customers have been taking photos, turning it into their profiles. So it's bringing colours and hope. So that's how I hope to use the online platform.
If you could rewrite 2020, would you, and why? If you were to turn back the time, what would you think you can do better?
What can I do better? Yeah, it's a very interesting question because I don't live on regrets. I never look back. What have I done wrong? What have I done right? I think in the circumstance that we are in, or we were in, we all did our best. And if doing our best, showing up 100%, whether it's a lockdown or no lockdown, or pandemic or no pandemic, and one thing I've learned in the 17 years of running in business is all we can ask for, and all I can ask for, is to show up 100% and be consistent and be committed to what we say we do. So that's what I would do. But if I were to dig deep, if you really want an answer, how can I do better in 2020, is to look after my health. Yes, there was a time where I think I was burnt out. And the reason I say I was burnt out is I remember it was Valentine's Day. It so happened Valentine's Day again, just before the lockdown. And it was a full house. And I knew I wasn't, very clear my talking. I was just tired. I was very tired. And my staff said, Amy, go home. Wow. Being a business owner, right? You get told by your staff, go home. I'm like, huh? What's going on? And my customer who was there goes, Amy, just go home. I know what I want. My staff will look after us. So on one hand, I was quite happy. I'm like, wow, my customers are happy that they treat the restaurant as their own home. My staff can run the show. But that was a wake-up call. If anything else, look after yourself. When we look after ourselves, we can look after others. Yeah, that is one thing I hope to do better.
Well, your journey has been amazing, right? You're always on the move, managing multiple roles at the same time, running your own business, doing lots of social work, actively engaging in the social media, to mention looking after your own family as well. Can you share with us how do you manage your time so well, efficiently and effectively?
I made a lot of mistakes. Put it this way, Shing. I've made a lot of mistakes. For those and those who are starting out running a business, it's so easy to just put all your energy, all your eggs in one basket about running the business. But one thing Alan and I work very well, and this is something Alan taught me, is yes, you're right. Running a business, you wear many hats, especially if your business partner is your husband, right? And the chef, you got the key person who's also your husband. And what we do, and we're still trying to refine, is when we go home, we leave our business hat at the door. So our attention is on our children. When we're at business, we don't bring any personal problems or issues to the business. So we can focus on serving our customers and on our staff. And then when those two are kind of, met, those two needs are met, we make an effort. We're not always doing our best, but we try our best. Alan and I just spend time as a couple. That there's a saying, nothing is personal. I challenge that quote. Everything is personal. It just depends what context and what role we play. At the end of the day, it's us being us. As long as what keeps me sane, keeps me going, is when that person is in front of me, when asking me for whatever it might be, I always ask the question, okay, what is this person asking me? What hat am I wearing? And that really helps me to hopefully, find some integration. Balance is a very interesting word. Ideally everything is equal, but it's not. Circumstance asks us to focus more on one area more than the other. But learning how to recalibrate, how to come back to ourselves and be grounded, and so we can start again. So that's hopefully that would help.
Describe yourself in 3 words. And why?
3 words to describe me? Yeah, that was the question. Okay. Creative, curious, love. And I think that really kind of explains it, right? I'm always a very curious person. I love learning things. That's why I think I love working with people. Creative, that is where I'm the happiest, to have the freedom to see things in new ways and say, oh, it's very fun for me when people come to me, right, to say, okay, what do you think of this? And another person come to me, go, what do you think of this? And I'm sitting back, I'm like, hold on, you're talking about the same thing, but different perspective. Now, what can I create? What can we create and synergize this idea and turn it into 3D? And that's how the community lane came about. Really, it was from customers telling me, and then the council, was saying, okay, what do you think you can do, Amy? I'm sitting back and went, hey, we can create a community lane, right? And love, definitely love. Love is a powerful force. I always believe when we serve from our highest intention, anything is possible. And hence, it also shows in my restaurant's name.
Yeah, from the conversation that we have and we listen, and I think that we can see that. We can see that. What do you want to be known for?
I would love to be known for being courageous. Courage to give things a go. Courageous to be honest, to be myself. And courage to speak the truth, no matter how difficult it may be. Courage.
Do you have something to say to all those aspiring would-be restaurateurs out there?
Sorry, I missed that question, Ching.
Do you have something to say to all those aspiring would-be restaurateurs out there?
All I can say is, if I can invite you all to see business as a form of service, see business as a creative platform to express yourself, and never, well, I shouldn't say never ever, don't listen to the mass. You know your best. Believe in yourself, be consistent, build it, and people will come.
Wow, amazing. Awesome. This actually almost concludes my live session for today. I am sure that we are all inspired by Amy's sharing session today. Before I end, Amy, do you have any more things to say to all of us?
Yeah, once again, just want to say thank you, Shin, for the opportunity, for your wonderful initiative. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to connect with you and your audience. And I can't wait to see you all again, and keep in touch and keep doing what you're doing. I wish you all great health, happiness, and success.
Yeah, thank you so much. What an amazing way to sum up our live session for today. So once again, Amy, thank you so much for your time and your insightful sharing session today. I'm sure that all of us, we also like to thank everyone I am also like to thank everyone for watching the live today, as well as those who will be watching the replay later on. So if you would like, do you like this live? please remember to share and let your friends know. Please follow me on my Facebook on the address link provided at the bottom of the screen. And also, you will need to know when I will go live next. And of course, don't forget to follow Amy as well. So the address link is provided at the bottom of the screen. So of course, I do have my Instagram account and also the YouTube. And if you do happen to see and you would like to follow me, don't forget to follow me as well. The link provided below. So once again, I would like to take this opportunity to wish all of you who are celebrating the Chinese New Year. And until then, you all have a great weekend ahead. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Thank you.
See you all again. Bye. Okay.